a legend, Mr. KL Chug, Chairman Emeritus, ITC Limited, Mrs. Kamal Chug, and Mrs. Vandana Menon. Mr. R.K. Kuti, ex-Executive Director, ITC Limited, and Mrs. Shanta Kuti. Mr. Pradeep Dhoble, ex-Executive Director, ITC Limited. Mr. Sanjay Singh, CMC Member, Divisional Chief Executive, ITC PSPD. Last but not the least, Dr. V. Barla, the author of the book, Built to Lead, a book about Mr. KL Chug's leadership development at ITC BPL. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered on this platform today to greet our beloved Mr. KL Chug on his birthday, and also on this auspicious occasion to present him a copy of this book, Built to Lead. Before I give my welcome address, please join me in singing Happy Birthday to him. Happy birthday, to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mr. Chug. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless and keep you. Happy birthday to you. A very happy birthday, sir. God bless you abundantly with good health and happiness. This wish comes to you from the BPL Silvers and their families. We seek yours and Mrs. Chug's blessings on this great day. Built to Lead, an apt title, the book befitting the leadership qualities of Mr. KL Chug. A visionary who led by example, stood strong in adversities, stood by the workforce, empathized. He was a firefighter when required, had a great sense of clarity, demeanor of a lion king, walked tall, walked the talk, and indeed built to lead. I have been honored, privileged, and fortunate to work for this great stalwart. I can say that my professional journey began when I moved to his office as a very young, shy, and timid girl. I was in awe of him and admired the way he talked, walked, planned, and executed his jobs. That little pocket notebook would come out every morning with a number of jobs jotted down to be completed for the day. Only 10 minutes with him every morning, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 jobs given to me. He left it to me to complete, never checked if it was done or not. It was given to you, it had to be done. This is when I realized what responsibility is all about. And trust me, it all used to be done and done well. He brought out the best in me. Thank you, sir. I am what I am today because of you. Working with a big boss was very taxing and demanding, but indeed very fulfilling. Appreciation, even for small jobs like a tour folder being perfect, would come automatically from him. Those uplifting words motivated me to do better and better. He had a class in whatever he did. I couldn't have asked for a better boss at the beginning of my 35-year stint in this great organization. I can go on, but we have a big agenda. So before I leave the platform to Mr. Chug to deliver his keynote address, I would like to bow to him in gratitude and salutation. Thank you, sir. My heartiest congratulations on the launch of your book, Built to Lead. I would now request Mr. Chug to kindly deliver his keynote address.
My very dear friends, Bhadra, Bhadrachalam Silvers and the Golden family. Good evening to all of you. I'm indeed very happy to see all of you assembled here. I'm happy to see legends like Mr. Kuti, Pradeep, Sanjay, Prakash, George, Tulsi, A.V. Rao, Venkat Barla, and Prema. Thank you, Prema, for being here. Thank you. I'm indeed very grateful to you to decide to give me a birthday. Rarely in my life I've celebrated my birthday, or others have celebrated my birthday. For me, it has been one more day where you had to do some work. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm 83 today, so it's not bad to have a birthday. I wish to take this opportunity to share with you a few thoughts I have for the Silvers. The first one was the idea of the book. As Christina said, a book about Mr. Chug. I said no, a book about what we all together have created. It's a book about Bhadrachalam, and the title was, after a lot of debate, I said it would be built to lead. And I think before we finish, we will take more responsibility to be leader in this field.
Can't see him.
First of all, having created Bhadrachalam as a brand in the industry, now you people have done even better to create a brand called Bhadrachalam. Bala, I don't know who thought of the word Bhadrachalam Silvers, but it's a wonderful idea and a wonderful name. And I'm sure it's going to be a big brand. I've been meeting some people where the people are saying, as we retire, we shall also have a Silvers group, J.K. Silvers, and Barla is now dreaming of pulp and paper Indian silver. Well, gentlemen, everything is doable and possible, and you have shown that. I'm very proud of what you have done. So thank you very much for Bhadrachalam Silvers. Pradeep, thank you to you. Thank you to Sanjay. Thank you to Venkat Barla.
Thank you, sir.
And the 7 gems. Where is Manjeet Singh? Pradeep?
Some of them have some connectivity problems, sir.
Oh, I see.
But he is in
All right.
Hyderabad otherwise. Otherwise, he lives in Hyderabad.
Okay. I hope he is doing well.
Yes, sir.
So Bhadrachalam Silvers is emerging as a brand. And it's such a wonderful idea. As you retire, there's a lot that you can do. And I think it's amazing ideas are coming. As I talk to Barla, that let's do plantation in every state of India. You have shown around Bhadrachalam and the Khammam district how wealth has come into the homes of the farmers and how the raw material has come to you. I can see, I remember I sent KK to Germany to find out what would be a sustainable size of the pulp and paper mill. That is when we were just about 100,000 tons per year. And KK came and said to me, the minimum size where you can feel comfortable is 1,000,000 ton. So the first was to sit down with friends and convert the size of Bhadrachalam to 500,000 tons layout. Today you are producing 600,000 tons. And I think 1,000,000 is not far away. But 1,000,000 or 500 was possible only if we had the raw material of wood. And it was on the occasion of the 4th award that Bhadrachalam got at the hands of the President of India after having withdrawn from the competition of the Productivity Council, having got 3 years in succession.
Somebody is calling.
Industry was feeling left out.
Satyakar.
Industry was
Satyakar.
feeling left out, and Mr. JK people told me, we have decided not to compete because you have a monopoly. I said, okay, we will withdraw from the competition. And in the next year, whereas others applied, we did not apply in the competition. But the Minister Narayan Dutt Tiwari ji sent our application as only performance to the President's house, and I was called as a special function, and we got the 4th award. But when I came back to Bhadrachalam, it struck me that we have to look ahead. So I called the top team and I said, what will happen to us in 10 years from now? And the answer was very clear. If we have to grow to 1,000,000 ton, we need a lot of raw material. And the forest will not be able to give us that much raw material. So either the forest will die or we will not be there. Just about that time, I read a magazine, Swedish magazine on pulp and paper, talking about biotechnology plantations in Brazil and also at a lower cost. So I think that gave me the idea that let us look at that and understand what is happening. So I assembled a team of 6, 4 from within the company, 2 from outside, 1 forester from Andhra Pradesh, and 1 forester from UP. And we reached Brazil and we came back with the technology for bioplantations, which is doing a good job today. It has added wealth to the farmers' families and brought a lot of raw material for growth. So I think this idea, which you have very successfully developed, can grow further and can become an all-India movement of plantations. And I'm going to help you work on this at whatever level it may be in Delhi or in the various states. I'll come with you to meet all the chief ministers and see that we get the farmers do a lot more. There's a lot of learning for us from Guntur, the tobacco, how I handled it. Now how you have handled it. 200,000 hectares of land under plantation. Wonderful, well done. My congratulations to all of you. Second, I'm glad that this small group is emerging into a group that feels for the society. I remember the first time 3 years, 4 years back, when the floods hit Kerala, all of us, all of you very quickly got together to do something to take the worst of what the people were suffering in Kerala, and you contributed financially, but more than that, in organizational manner, and created a example that how a group of retired people can become a social motivator. After Kerala, it was Srikakulam, then Orissa, and now it is COVID-19 in Hyderabad and Sarapati, which has been executed very successfully. I'm reminded of my BPL days and the spirit of Bhadrachalam. School first, children came first before the mill came. And I'm so happy that it is working all right. It is doing the thing. I remember Mr. P.H. Rao, our chief of HR those days, when I called him that the ladies have adopted 40 villages around Bhadrachalam. Please go and find out if there is any family with an engineer from within the family. 5 days later, P.H. Rao and his team came back and said, we have found one family who have a child who has become IIT graduate and is now in Ahmedabad IIM. I immediately sent P.H. Rao to Ahmedabad to bring that young lad, and look and behold who came, Venkat Bala. Okay, we offered a job to Bala and he joined us, and I had a meeting with him, and I said, one of the things I want from you is for you to be ambassador for these 40 villages. Go and meet every family and tell them what my parents have done for me, you can do for your children. Meet the children and tell them what I have done, you can do. You can also go to Ahmedabad, you can go to IIT, and look and behold, he tells me now that there are a few more children from these families who are going to IIT. I think that is the spirit of Bhadrachalam. I remember I was in Delhi for one of these functions of um, National Productivity Council, and Mr. Verma, who was the chief of our forest, he called me and said there is a letter of threat from the next slides that they would come and damage the mill. I said, please tell them not to do anything just now. I'm coming back on Saturday, and let us all be there, all the directors will be there, and then let them take whatever action. I told my wife the threat, and the lady said, oh, we will go to the forest and distribute medicine amongst the family. That was the last day we had relationship problems with the next slides. Today, a lot of those families have their children who have grown up in our school, and I think it has been proven what a school can do and what the children come first can do. That was the Bhadrachalam spirit. So there's a lot more on this as a social responsibility carrier that you all can do, or we all can do. I'll be very happy to do whatever we can do. And I've asked Varla, I'll be personally very happy and satisfied that we celebrate Burkampad, the first village and the corner tea shop, my first cup of tea in Bhadrachalam. We celebrate that by having the Burkampad School of Paper Technology. I think if we can do that, we can bring Burkampad and Bhadrachalam on the global map. And I think Burkampad deserves that. It has given us Barla, who is working very hard now to bring about the social awakening in these villages. And if we can do that in one district of India, the same can be repeated in many districts. And what a great contribution you will be making to the development of society. I'm now excited about the scholarship scheme that you people have started. I wish that the scheme becomes bigger and has more villages. Any child from any school belonging to these villages, if he does well, we give scholarship. And we encourage them to do higher education. And my promise to their mothers in 75, I reached Hyderabad on 1st April 75, and I think within 15 days I had gone to look at the site. And I called the mothers and promised them that your children will grow as engineers, come back here as engineers, not as workers. And someday, a bright lad from here, we will see that he goes abroad to study. So we keep that promise. I've been in discussion with Pradeep that there are so many things that these silvers can do. The first big one is plantation all over the country. Plantations mean small pulp mills all over the country. Every district we should have a small pulp mill, and therefore every state should have a paper mill. That would make India the largest paper producer. All the genesis of this will lie in the plantation. If we can do that, then the rest will start happening. As I get a little well, I can walk better. I will promise to keep to the Chief Minister of Odisha to meet him and talk to him, show your model, what you have done. We'll take 4 farmers with us who can tell their farmers what they have been able to achieve, and have the neighboring state of Odisha joining the plantation.
Sorry to interrupt you all, sir. The session will close in another 2 minutes. I request all participants to rejoin once again, once it closes.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Vandana ji, please re-enter in the same link.
We will do that.
I'm
Yeah,
Dr.
we'll
Barla speaking.
join again. We'll join again.
Thank you, Vinod. Thank you. There is a
Sorry,
time
Barla
limit.
Garu, we are not able to see Mr. Chug. Barla Garu.
Mr. Chug is
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
Madhavi Menon's screen. If you see the screen for Madhavi Menon,
Oh,
There are 3 people
Mr.
sitting.
Chug is on
Okay. Mr. Chug
Madhavi
is the
Menon's
center,
screen.
Mrs. Chug and
no.
Whoever's handling Zoom can probably put a spotlight on that screen, then everyone can see it.
Okay.
We are all able to see her. I don't know why Prima Madam is not able to see.
We
From
can
the
see.
beginning,
We can see.
I have
you are
sent
able to see.
2 messages, but
You-
I
you
don't
are-
know how to get
No,
back.
you are on the gallery mode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
okay.
should
In
be on
gallery
the
mode, you'll find one screen with 3 people.
Shall
There's
I
only
share
one.
my
Madhvi Menon.
host
Yeah, that-
disabled participating screen sharing, it says.
No,
I don't know
Madhavi-
why you are seeing that. I don't know,
Madhavi
Satya
Menon.
or Surya, somebody has to comment. So all of us are able to see.
No.
Madhavi Menon.
Madhavi Menon.
Yeah.
Admin
Look for the name.
must be in the gallery.
the video.
Please,
that
everyone
way
see in the
everyone
gallery,
will see.
please.
Gallery.
Gallery mode.
Premlata madam,
On the
please
right-hand
look for
side,
Madhavi Menon instead of Vandana.
Slide the
Okay.
screen to the left, you will find gallery.
Okay.
Madam, let us reassemble once again.
Okay.
Reassemble again.
Okay.
Yeah, let it get